Hey guys, this is Jackie the Color Diva. Again, I'm all things color. I'm all things color. I am a colorist. I love doing color. So today I'm going to share with you my sunset creation. This is a creation that I did on someone that went short. She wanted a new style, wanted a new look, and we created a sunset. The colors are beautiful and bold, sexy, and I just can't wait for you to see the instructions on how to, you can do different colors, you can do whatever you want is your creation. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to Jackie the Color Diva video YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a makeover. And the makeover today is going to be on our lovely model Jaden. Jaden is going to get a haircut. This is her first time going short, so we're going to do a major haircut on her. We're going to give her some vivid colors. After the haircut, we're going to lighten her. We're going to give her a relaxer on her sides, and we're going to give her some vivid colors. So check this out. So first thing I'm going to do is going to give her haircut. Okay, so we're going to take our shears, give her a nice haircut. So the haircut that she wants is to be shorter on the side and keep a lot of length, a lot of heaviness up front. So this is where a lot of our color is going to be in this front area. I'm going to leave her roots dark, and it's going to diffuse into the fashion shades once we finish. So first thing I'm going to do is section her off. So I'm not even going to bother with the top area, which is our crown. We're going to section that off, and I'm going to go right under her parietal ridge to do my short areas. So she's a little excited about this haircut. This is her first cut that she is really getting, so we're excited about that. So what I'm doing, I'm going to leave this front area so we can do some little different designs. We're not sure exactly how long we're going to leave it, so I'm going to leave that area out. As you can see, turn around a little bit. This area from here on down, I'm going to leave out on both sides. Leave it out on both sides. Now I'm going to make sure I'm going to measure just to make sure that we both have both sides nice and even. Okay, so I'm going to take my comb and just measure it on out. The good thing, I have a measure comb. This is my hair cutting comb, but it also has little indicators on here so I can know exactly what I need to cut, how much I'm cutting, and make sure it's even on both sides. So I'm going to take this, make sure I'm even. We at the same height on both sides, so I know. And if I'm not, then I know I need to add a little bit more hair. But right now we're pretty even. I just probably need to take a little bit from here, from my top. Then just put that back. So again, leave that front area out. She's all natural right now, and because of the style that she wants requires some waves and it wants to lay, we're going to give her a nice texturizer just to loosen up some of her natural curl. So I might as well start on this side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take a section, lift it up, and cut. No going back now, right? No going back now. It's all going. So look at that. So I'm just going to go down, and I'm using a diagonal back parting. I'm over directing Can you see? I'm gonna go this way. So she's all going there. Now we're going to do the same thing on the next side. Just measuring so I can get the same exact section. Okay. Is it the same? Yes, it is. It's all gone. I'm gonna go back in. I got a little longer in this area. So right now, we have that going on. So now we're at the front. I'm not going to use my shears. I'm going to use a razor because I want that to be nice and soft. Got a little nervous there. Oh, it was in the camera? So right now, we got her sides done. Now we're going to go into the interior in the back and take off this. Take off her little points because we want that to be, we don't want it to be a wedge. We're not doing 45. We're doing more of a 90 degree. So we're going to cut it straight out. This is going to be my guide. The shortest part is going to be my guide. So that is what I'm going to use to cut. A little thin around your front hairline. You don't want to cut that, go deep into it, and then you got a hole. So it's best to just leave it alone for right now until you do your detailing at the end. So right now we kind of got the shape that we want. You see all back here. I left her here because she got her occipital bone right here. So we want to still leave a little bit of length right here so it don't look flat in that back area, okay? Got it around here. I'm just going to reshape it a little bit more. So once we got that out the way, what we're going to do is just keep that comb down. And then now it's time for us to apply our lightener. What I like to do, I'm that type of person that, or that type of hairstylist that I like to do everything at one time. So the ordinary stylist will go ahead and apply her relaxer right now to get that relaxer nice and straight. then go rinse her out, shampoo and everything, then come back and do the lightener. But me, I like to do everything at one time because I know how to keep the hair separated. I know how to work the hair. I know the pH levels of the chemicals and all of that good stuff. I can do everything at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is apply her lightener to her top area, and we're just going to basically we're going to go into her roots, but not all the way to the root. We're going to leave some darkness so she can still be the same color on her bottom part. We're just going to concentrate on the length and add that lightener there. Because she's already previously colored, we're going to apply the lightener to her colored hair first, because this virgin hair is going to pop up in no time. So we got to remove that color from off of the previous lightened hair first, and then proceed down to the virgin hair, okay? So because of the colors that we're using, we don't have to get her necessarily pale blonde or very high lift. We can stop at level 7 or 8 and still be able to have some nice vibrant colors in the hair, okay? So you don't have to, it all depends on what your end result is where you go. So if you know you don't need to have, if you know you're using colors that's not too light, or you don't have to lift up too far, you want to stay in that family. But so the colors that I'm using is going to kind of be, I don't have to have it so light. I don't need to take her to a level 9 or a 10. I can kind of stay safe in a level 7 and 8 and still get the results that I want. So that's what we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to be using today for my lightener is the Blonde Up lightener, okay? Blonde Up. And I'm going to be using 10 volume because I want to go slow to keep the integrity of her hair. I want to go slow instead of fast paced. So that's why I'm going to use a 10 volume peroxide with my lightener. It can still do the job and get it up to a nice high lift, but I'm just going in a slow motion. Slow and steady wins the race. I don't want to explode her cuticles out where it's going to look dry and frizzy, none of that. I want to go slow with 10 volume where it's just going to start creeping into her hair, lifting it up nice and slow, keeping those cuticles intact and not spread out nice and exposed and too fast, okay? So we're using 10 volume so we can go nice and slow, but still get the impact that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up with the 10 volume. The lightener that we're using is 2-to-1, 2 parts peroxide, 1 part of your lightener. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use my handy dandy mixer bowl. Now I just need to add in my lightener. On 10 volume, as you can see, 10 volume. So once I get my lightener in, I put it in my bowl, turn the bowl on, and it's going to mix it right on up. So I don't have to mix it up anymore with my hands manually. This mixer bowl will do the mixing for you, okay? So I set it for a minute, and it will mix to the consistency that I want. I don't want a loose consistency, and I don't want a thick consistency. I want it like a mayonnaise consistency. So once it's done, I'm going to check the consistency to see how it looks. And then if it's great, I'm going to go ahead and use it and apply it to her hair. All right. So no longer do you have to sit there and manually do it, getting hurting your hands, making sure that you get all the lumps and clumps out of the way. This mixer will do it for you. All right. So I'm gonna put that down, put on my gloves. So it's all done. Pull up my sleeves, make sure I have my gloves for protection. And I'm gonna use some foils too so I can protect the short areas of her hair. Because I don't want to get any lightener on there simply because, again, I'm going to be relaxing this hair. Even though she looks straight right now because she was blow dried and flat ironed, she gets curly when it's wet. And because of the style that she's looking for and the results that she wants, we want to have a nice smooth area in the back, okay? That is not going to curl up once it gets wet again or if she sweats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure some foils on her sides first. So that helps make sure that I do not get any lightener in those areas. So when you secure it, it should look like this. And that way, no lightener will get on her area that I need to relax. So again, I'm going to keep some areas dark in her roots. So I'm going to, I can diffuse it by teasing her roots area. By doing this, taking it, push down probably once, two, 3 times. And I can just lighten that area, or I could just make sure that I don't get it on the roots. So my choice. So what I'm going to do is start from the back, work my way up. And then I'm going to have my model. So before we start, I want you to see what the lightener looks like once it was mixed up. See? It's not dripping and it's not too thick, but it's just right, like a mayonnaise consistency. And that's what your mixer will do for you without you having to do the work. So I'm gonna have my model hold this, please. So I'm gonna start from the back. Again, I'm working on her color area first. And I'm just applying it directly to that area. Turn around some more, please. On that color area. Because that's what I need to lift off first. She's been getting color for years. So she has a lot of color buildup. So I want to get that area in first. Lift that off. Because once I put it on the dark area, the virgin hair, it's going to lift up in no time. Okay? I'll come around here. And I'm not going to do foil back-to-back foils. I'm just going to add in to the next one. Open up that hair, make sure each strand gets covered. Once I have enough hair in one foil, I'm going to fold it over and start a new foil. You want to make sure you do this. This is considered a double process because you're lightening the hair first. You're removing all the color out of the hair. So you're going to do a double process. So you have to have your double process right or the first process right to move on to the second process. If you have spots and dark areas or it's uneven in your first application, you need to fix that first before you move on to your next application. So that's why it's important to make sure you cover each strand thoroughly and you use enough product. Take small sections. If you take too thick of a section, that middle area is not going to get done. So that's why it's important to take small sections. Work that hair, open it up, and get it in there. We'll do one more section for here, then I'm going to close that up and move on to my next area. Right, let me move on to this side. Okay. I'm like, what am I doing? Turn you around so you can see. Lower a little bit, lower, move your hand, and get over here. Yeah. Close that up. So my last one. Turn this way. Just lower it just a little more. in. Make sure you open the hair up and get each strand and kind of seal it down, because you want that lightener to smother. You don't want any air to get in there. Trying to get this one piece down. Hold that for a second. Just don't touch, just right there, because you don't want to get your, okay. Okay. What is she trying to do? At this point, you want to make sure you don't tug on the hair too much, because the hair is fragile. Pause the recording for a second. So we got her relaxer in. Her lightener is done. It's still processing. We got the relaxer in. As you can see, turn around for me. We relaxed all of her sides. We just want to texturize it so it can lay and it don't puff up later on in life. So right now we're just waiting for her close to the roots to get a little lighter, but we don't want them too light because the color that we're going to use is going to be a darker color. So as long as we have some lightness there, that's all that counts. We don't have to take it up as light as the ends because we're not going to have it that light. We want darkness going radiating to medium color, and then it's going to be a light color on the end. So that's why we did the roots last, because we don't want it that light as well either. So we already did the lightener for the ends. We removed that color that was already on there. It's nice and light. It's up to like a level 7, 8. Then here in the root area, we're about a level 6. So we're on our way. She has her relaxer in, so we can do this at the same time. We don't have to do one then another. If you know what you're doing, you can do it at the same time. So I did lightener up top, relax on the bottom. When I go to rinse it, whatever's ready first, that's what I want to take off first, okay? So we're going to get her situated at the shampoo bowl. I left one little strand out, but that is okay. We're going to make it work. I'm going to put it with the relaxer part, okay? So let me go take her to the bowl, and we're going to rinse her out. We'll probably do her relaxer first because I believe she's a little ready. All we want to do is texturize it. So we're going to get that together. So I'll be back. All right, guys, we are back. This is the finished result of our lightening process. So let me start all over what we did from the beginning. First thing we did was gave her a haircut. We cut her down first because I knew that I was going to put some relaxer on the sides. So it's no use doing a relaxer first and then cutting it afterwards, because you don't want to waste your product. So therefore, I cut her down first and then I use my relaxer to do the rest. So because I want to get the maximum relaxation on my client. So as you see, I just molded her down just a little bit so you can see. This is not the complete mold, but you can see her hair is laying. After that, so we did the lightener. So remember, I did the lightener and the relaxer at the same time, right? I did her lightener. I used 10 volume. She started at a level 2, 10 volume for 25 minutes. She was previously lightened already on her ends with a red. We wanted to remove that red and get her to one even color. So I placed the lightener on the previously colored hair first, and then I went into her root area. 10 volume, that's all I needed. Slow and steady wins the race. I wanted to keep the integrity of her hair. I did not want to blast her cuticles at all. So therefore, I used the 10 volume, and we'll get the job done. As you can see, she's a level 8 on her ends, and in her roots, she's level 7. Simply because I didn't need her roots light, because I'm going in with a purple in her roots. And I didn't need to take her as light as I did on the ends. On the ends, we're going to do an orange as well as a yellow, okay? So those are the colors that we're going to do for her, and she's going to have a beautiful result. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, and when you're doing fashion shades or vivid colors, you want to make sure you place it on dry hair so it can get maximum coverage, okay? Not on wet hair. You don't want to dilute the color. You want to place it on dry hair. And once you place it on dry hair, it's only going to take about 15 to 25 minutes to process, depending on how vivid you want that color to be and how long you want it to last, okay? So we're going to get started with applying her first color, which is her base color. We have our bowls here. Forgot to lock that last one. And I'm going to have my client hold the bowls for me, please. Again, these bowls come in handy. These are our clickable bowls. When you're doing multiple color applications, turn it over. You can see the colors that we have. When we're doing multiple color applications, these bowls are very handy for you to use, so you don't have to worry about getting a bunch of bowls and having them all over the place. What did I do with my gloves? Okay, let me get my gloves. You see them? So I have my gloves to protect my hands. And then you're going to need a wet towel to use to wipe your hands off between each color. So again, we have our 4 different colors. We have 2 purples. Let me see how we can do this here. 2 purples, a darker purple and a light violet, an orange and a yellow. So I'm going to do the darker purple. Let me just sit there right there for a second. In the root area. This is going to be so pretty. Turn around a little bit so they can see where I'm putting it at. So what's going to happen is each color is going to fade into the next color. So you do your base color first. I'm going to get that all over the head first. And I'm just doing my outline. Then I'm going to go in. Try not to get it on the scalp. It's nothing like seeing clients that just came from the hair salon and you can tell they just got color. So I'm going to use my fingers to blend it in and make sure it gets all the way through. Rub it in. Make sure you use enough color. It's nothing like finishing your color, go to rinse it out, then you have spots that you didn't get. So you want to make sure you saturate the hair with the color. This color saturates very well and it moves very well. So I know I'm going to get each strand covered. I'm just lifting it up on the back side to make sure it's all the way through. And if you want, you can even take a comb and comb it through to make sure each strand is covered. Lean over it just a little bit so they of your lotion, just setting foam. And I like to work it all the way down to the root area. It's all in the flick of the wrist. However you direct that hair, that's the way it's going to go. And the setting foam helps it set in place. And then we're going to style as desired. So I'm taking small sections in the back. I'm going to press her out. And we're pressing in the direction that we're going to have the hair style. Remember. Set for spray dress. No.